Hey, beautiful people. I have arisen. Oh, I was tired. Um, on here, about to tell y'all about the last few our couple relationships. Um, I've already told you about the first, the last, the second, the third, and now I'm gonna speak on the fourth one and the fifth one. Um, if y'all see something green on my teeth, it's because I'm eating. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see it. That's how much I eat. That's little bitty baby. But anyway, and I ain't gonna even eat all this. So tired. I'm gonna try not to smack while I talk, but I may do it because I'm eating. Hold on. It's such a beautiful day. I love my little rocking chair. It's my little rocking chair. Anyway, so the last two that I'm about to talk about, like I said, is the fourth and fifth one. I'm not gonna really speak on the fourth one that much because even though we were together for 6 years, we have been in a long ass relationship. 6, 8, 5. Anyway, I'm just gonna tell you briefly about her. And I'm again a Leo. Again, not saying all Leos are the same. I'm not basing all Leos on signs and saying that every Leo falls in that category. I'm only speaking from the Leos that I have experienced. Just know that. Um, and these last two I'm about to speak on, they were not narcissists to me. The last one, I feel like they had narcissist tendencies, but they were a pathological liar. So anyway, um, the fourth one, even though we were together for 6 years, we were together for 6 years. Met her. It was a long relationship, but it was short lived. If that makes sense. And oh, let me say this: every relationship I've been in, who doubted like the things that I talk about, like spiritual things, seeing things, spirits, ghosts, things like that, God has showed each and every one of them, a sign of the unknown or ghosts, what people call spirits. So they all have experienced something with me, especially when they doubted me. So God always got them together. Some of them got scared, but I was like, hey, you called me a liar. I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. It's just that a lot of you guys are not awakened to life and what's really going on. And it may seem like people are crazy. I know I'm getting off a subject for a second, but it may seem like I'm crazy because you don't see it or you don't understand it, you don't get it, and I mean that's understandable. I'm not knocking you for thinking that, because if I didn't grow up having gifts as a child and had no absolute knowledge of any of it, I probably be thinking I'm crazy too. So I ain't mad at you. Believe what you believe, feel what you feel. But at the end of the day, hopefully, you'll awaken to the truth. And the truth is deeper than fiction, like I've said on one of my other videos. And I mean, if it's something that you're not used to, of course it'll be scary. Of course you wouldn't believe that it's real, but yeah, shit, it'd be real. It'd be real. Now I feel like the higher I get on my journey, the more I elevate, the more things that I'm going to experience and see. I think that there's a point, my soul is telling me there's a point on this spiritual journey when you're awakening that you'll literally see the world without being in this delusional matrix. You'll actually see all of the dead spirits walking around constantly. You'll see the spirits on people you know, as if it was the person standing there, but it's like attached to them. You know, you will see it all. You know, even I've gotten glimpse of people with spirits in them, but I've never seen them like as, you know, a person standing and then it was like literally attached. I've seen it in them, you know. So anyway, the thing that bothered me about her, well, let me go back. The thing that I did like about her was that she was the kind of person that I had never met anyone like that. You know, I was like, are you gay, bisexual, whatever, you know, because again, I had to learn everything from experience, and the gay life like to put you in the category. So I just wanted to know how she identified. You know, when I met her on, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, you can meet people over this phone number. You call this phone number, and it was like, you can meet all kind of people and talk to them on the phone. So I met her like that, like online phone, or phone, I don't know how you say it. But, you know, off rip, she was talking about she was 5'8", 160 pounds, and this and this and that. And I was like, okay, yeah, you know. And when I met her, well, before I met her, you know, we had long conversations. I got to know her, because I'm not like a person that's all about the looks. I really am a person like, what your heart do? You know, what your mind do? What kind of person are you? Like, are you truly kind, or do you wear a mask? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really from your heart, you know, want to do the right thing? Are you an honest person? You know, like that was me. You know, now I really don't care about being interested in anybody. This is the happiest I ever been, being alone, living my life, you know, getting ready to just travel. Yes, Lord. Oh, whew. Thank you, Jesus. You know, experience life in its beauty, everything. Just getting ready to live my life, blossom, break out, break free. You know, and I don't care about people following me, you know, and all of that shit no more. You know, I experienced that when I left this previous relationship. Of course, there was paranoia because it was happening. You know, you have to grasp it in your reality. But now I don't give a fuck. You want to take pictures of me? Take pictures. Fuck. You want to follow me? You want to be my paparazzi? However you say it, do it. As long as you don't put your motherfucking hands on me, we good. We are good. And I already know you can't, because y'all be standing around me taking pictures and all of that shit. But you can't touch me, because God and my ancestors already know they're going to come for your ass. So do what you do. I'm cute. I think I deserve a couple of pictures. Gang stalkers. So anyway, we have been talking on the phone for a while. She was like, are you gonna like me when you see me? And what if I don't look like that person? I'm like, at this point, I've gotten to know you over the phone, so I don't care what you look like. Because her heart seemed like it was good. Seemed like a good person. So I met her. She was nothing like she said she was, as she described. I had already promised that I would love the person I met over the phone, and not for what I saw. As our relationship went down for years, continued for years. I was like, you know, you lied, right? I'm like, you're more like, almost 6 feet. We'll say she was about 6 feet and about 390 some pounds, which I ain't care. Because like I said, I mean, she seemed like a really good person, you know, and she had like, her body was like a, I don't even know like how to describe it. It was built different. We'll say that, because I don't do the body shaming shit. But I'm just gonna say it was built different, and you could tell it bothered her. which she made me feel responsible for that sometimes. She said I made her feel like I judge her by her weight or something. But I was like a thick girl. Like most of the people I was in relationships with, a lot of people like, why are you with them? They look like this. Like I just didn't care about that. That was her own insecurities. You know, her own insecurities projecting onto me. You know, like I was with you for 6 years. Why the fuck? Whatever. I ain't got time for that shit no more. But the thing that I didn't like about her, she was very insecure. Very insecure. And like I just said, she made me responsible for it, like her feelings. You know, it's like she would project it onto me. Then I'll be questioning myself, do I feel that way? Am I looking at her like that? Do I think this or do I think that? XYZ. So she left New Orleans and from Katrina, and she had a boyfriend at the time. And did I ever say what I liked about her? Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry, let me jump back. What I liked about her was when I asked her was she like bisexual, whatever. She said that she love who love her. She don't look at their body part. I thought that was beautiful. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Never heard anyone say they love someone who loved them. It's not about their body part, you know? And I don't know if that's because she didn't know what she was or she, you know, just saying, I don't know. But if that's really her truth, which I think it was, I think that's beautiful. Yeah, I think that's beautiful. I'm not like that. I mean, I just ain't, I don't, I want no man up in me, period. So, what the relationship with her, that bothered me, she would like complain a lot about stuff. Like she was living with me. I had to move out this house. I had like a 3-bedroom, it's a 3-bedroom, 1, 2, 3-bedroom house, 3-bedroom home. And she was living with me and stuff like that. Then I had to move out that house because something had happened. So I had to try to find another house. Granted, this apartment was roach infested. It really was. Roaches was falling from the freaking ceiling. You know, it was just like you're fighting them off. You know, but at the time I had to do what I had to do. She wasn't paying no fucking bills. She did. You know, the women always want to complain about something, but they ain't doing shit to help you come up. They want you to fucking just do it all and complain. Oh, well, you got me living. What you got? You ain't gotta be living nowhere. You can go back home to your parents. And put on your own or get your own place. How about you do that shit, you know? Okay. She left New Orleans and she was in an abusive relationship with a guy. So she was telling me her story. I ain't gonna tell her story because I really believe in trying not to tell people's story, their traumas and abuse, if it ain't affect me. If it's not, you know, I try to not do that because that's their story to tell. But because of her story, I didn't understand why you experience abuse, but then you want to try to do that with me. You know, and then it's so weird going back to the story that I tell you about the narcissist that stabbed me. I had just had surgery, literally. I had surgery on my breast, keeping the gangster. And I had stitches and everything. And then that's when the person, you know, did that. Now, this new person that I'm talking about right now, the fourth person, I had surgery on my knee. Like I was like in a whole splint on crutches, literally. I had a cast and a thing around it. I don't know if that's splint. Yeah, splint. Yeah, on the bottom part. I had the cast on there. Was it a splint or was it a cast? It was a cast. I'm sorry, it was a cast. So heart splint. I don't remember because I've had so many surgeries. I'm being honest. Anyway, I couldn't walk. So she had got mad about something one day, and this when we were living in the three bedroom home, and I was in the closet putting up my clothes or something, hopping on one leg, holding myself up on the wall, and she got mad about something. And she came in there and she was fussing and arguing about something. I can't remember what it was about. And I could tell her emotions because, man, again, I'm not trying to put all Leos in the same category, but Leos are so fucking emotional. Like, they're so fucking emotional. Like, they cannot deal with their emotions. Like, they don't know how to regulate. I mean, you gotta learn how to regulate your shit. I get it, but always being that way, it can be detrimental to your health and others. Like, the fuck? Anyway, especially when you want to, like, put your hands on people and hurt people who ain't doing shit to you. If you can't have a healthy communication with your partner, like, to me, arguing is not communication. I don't play that arguing shit. Like, we're not gonna argue. We're gonna sit down like two adults and talk. Pure point blank. And I just got to that. Let me put that out there. In my age now, I've just learned that recently, within the past year, that arguing is not communication. Back then, I didn't know that. I just was like, you argue with me, I'm arguing with you. Like, you come for me, I'm coming for you. You know, that's it. That was my mentality. But she pushed me backwards in the closet. Yeah, I have one leg I'm standing on, and I could have hit my head on something. Literally, I fell backwards because I couldn't. There's nothing I could do, and literally into the closet, backwards on the floor. And I had already told her, like, I would never put my hands on her because I told her, you know, when I grew up, my dad was abusive to my mom. And I just didn't believe in that stuff. And I told her I had already been stabbed from my previous relationship. A lot of abuse and toxicity in my life. I just wanted a healthy relationship. You know, I didn't want to fuss and argue and do all of that extra shit. I just wanted to be able to work things out in my relationship. Sorry. You know, in my relationship, learn from it and grow. You know, I really was trying to do my very best. You know, and I was like, after almost losing my life, like, I don't play that. Just don't ever put your hands on me, because if you do, I'm going to take it as a threat on my life, and I'm not going to take it, like, lightly. You know, I told her that. So I was like, you know, I understand you've been through abuse, so you can understand what I'm saying. Just don't put your hands on me. I had never put my hands on this girl, ever. Ever. Nothing but just give her love and kindness, like all the relationships I got in. Love and kindness, love and kindness. I always came from my heart space. No matter how many times I got broken, hurt, I always felt like each relationship I got in deserved to experience my heart. No matter if someone broke it before, I was always able to heal that. It was something that God put in me. God wanted me to always keep my heart good and not go black and cold. And I was always able to give the next person my heart, no matter how much it had went through, because I feel like if I didn't give them my true heart, how would they experience who I was, who my true self was, without all the pain and hurt I've been through? They wouldn't know really who I was. They will only see a mask because of all the traumas that I've been through. So I gave the girl my heart. Each relationship I gave my heart, no matter what I've been through. So after I mustered up out the closet, you know, got myself up out the closet, and got my crutches, came into the actual bedroom, I literally said out loud, don't do it. Don't hit her. Don't hit her. Don't do it. I said that. I tried to talk myself down, but then that was that little demon talking to me and said, if you don't fucking put your hands on her, she gonna motherfucking think you the one to play with. She gonna think that you weak. Because a lot of people think that I'm weak because I'm kind. Weakness is not kindness. And me not wanting to fight is not weakness. It means that I want to be mature and have a conversation with you like an adult so we can work it out. Fighting and arguing and carrying on, that's fucking weakness. That means you do not know how to handle yourself. Like, realize that. That means you don't know how to handle yourself. You're not emotionally mature. Like, that's the truth. It's the truth. Okay? I had to learn that. So I'm teaching you. So I was like, yeah. I was like, 'cause I used to tell her about how feisty I was, and I ain't want to be that no more and all of that. And like I told her, I was like, I don't want to be fighting and shit. I'm tired of fighting these relationships. And and I thought she got that. And when she did that, I was like, she gonna if I don't do this, that's how I told myself at the time. If I don't do this, she gonna think that she can do this shit all the time to me. And I just told her I got fucking stabbed and I almost lost my life, and she have no fucking compassion for it. But you are an abused woman. Like, I don't fucking understand that shit. You're no better than your abuser. So on one leg, put the fucking crutches down. And she was like, no, don't do it. Because they used to call me Kitty. She used to call me Kitty. That was my nickname, Kitty. No, don't do it. Don't do it, Kitty. Don't do it. And I was just, some say, bitch, knock her ass the fuck out. So she'll know. Don't fucking do it again. So, out of my fucking fist and punched in the fucking face. Bust her lip. And her eyes went like that. I was like, oh, now you feel my power. Oh, now you see my strength, right? And it was just it's not something that I'm proud of or wanted to do. Like, I just had to make my statement known. Like, I just told you, fuck, I almost lost my life. I told you I wasn't for that toxic shit no more. I told you I understood that you were an abused woman, and I'm sorry that you went through that, but I would never be that. But then you want to fucking put your hands on me when I'm at my weakest, and I just had surgery. You didn't give a fuck about that because you can't control your emotions. So, did that. She immediately grabbed my arm and started biting my arm, trying to rip meat off my arm. And I was just like, no. I was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So it made like a little mark, like, a bruise. Time went on, even like proposed to her at some point. That was the only fight we had, like physical fight. Never did it again. She never fucking did that shit again. And I guess, unfortunately, that's what she needed to see, that I was not, wasn't that girl. Just because I was kind don't mean that you could step on me, run over me, and put your hands on me, because I have feminine and masculine aspects about me, and my heart is kind. That doesn't have anything to do with it. Some people just don't want to fucking be bothered with all that toxicity shit. Like, like even with some guys out there, other guys try to punk the other guy, talking about he a weak nigga and all that shit, because he don't want to fight. No, dude, you weak, bro. You fucking weak, dude. Because you think that shit is cool, like, to try to down somebody else because they choose not to fight, because you can't handle your own fucking emotions and your masculinity, your testosterone. Like, that shit ain't sexy, bro. That shit is fucking ugh. That means you ain't mature as a man. You ain't developed. A real man, to me, a real man or a woman knows that that's not maturity. Just because someone does not want to fight and want to be at peace, a real man or woman recognizes that person is grown. That person is mature. That's a peaceful person. But no, y'all toxic ass motherfuckers, y'all attracted to peace because y'all ain't got it. So y'all want to interrupt other people's peace because you so full of all of that drama and toxicity inside of you. The fuck? Ooh, y'all get on my motherfucking nerves. I ain't lying. Y'all toxic motherfuckers, y'all get on my nerves. Damn, like, if you was toxic with yourself and by yourself all alone, perfect. Don't spew it on out in the fucking world. But no, y'all want to just regurgitate that shit to any kind person or person who not doing you nothing and try to fucking affect they life to make them as dark as your motherfucking soul is. I get on my fucking nerves. That's between you and God. When God deal with your asses, remember how toxic and shit you was and the shit you did to other people. So when you get in your issue, you won't be like, why, Lord? Why are you punishing me? Why? Because you toxic and you hurt other people. And it wasn't their fault. You can't go around doing that shit to innocent people who ain't did you nothing. Because you want to feel like the man or the woman. Ugh. Excuse me 1 second. It is so beautiful. Beautiful. My God. Wish I could stay here forever. On my soul saying, this is only temporary. You're just passing through. Tired of that shit too. Having to move all the time. Damn. Beautiful though. Breathtaking. Alright. Anyway, alright, so done with her, cause didn't make it. We didn't make it. We didn't make it. It was just too much. It was insecurity and things I would tell her that were true. She wouldn't believe me. I'll tell her about, I guess at some point I was, tapped in. I guess I was tapped in spiritually at this point, and this has been over, it's about 15 years ago, probably more than that. No, it's been more than that. About 18 years ago. And I was used to like the spiritual world in the sense of like, seeing stuff and talking to her about it and letting her know truth, telling her about people in her life who ain't for her. Everything, trying to help her. I always be trying to help people. Nobody don't believe me. Tell her shit happened to them. But they don't come fucking telling me shit, bro. And that's because you call me all kind of shit, crazy, this and that, then won't believe me, mistreat me, talk about me behind my back. But now you're experiencing the shit for yourself, your karma, the repercussions of doing it to me. Because like I say, God don't play about me, and that's real, because he know I come in truth. My intentions are good. Like I be trying to help. If my intentions was bad, like I probably wouldn't be alive. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be dead in my grave. I'll be all stressed out, mentally ill, fucked up. Like God wouldn't have blessed me where I'm at right now. He wouldn't have directed me. He wouldn't have gave me the money to get here. Like he wouldn't have guided me if I was a fucked up ass person. Like he just wouldn't have did that. Cause he would have been like, nah, bitch, you doing shit wrong. Your intentions wrong. You leading people wrong. You telling people lies. No. Same way, you can always tell who is who when they got a whole bunch of shit going on in their life. A whole bunch of shit. They always stressed out, pissed off. They talk about people like a dog behind their back a lot. Gossip. You catch them in one lie. Don't think that they don't have many lies. It's just saying. But anyway, that toxic relationship was gone, done. Got to the next one. Told her, hey, this is my life. This is what I've been through. I ain't gonna never lie to you. I always gonna keep it honest. XYZ, I done been stabbed. I done been toxic relationship, because at the time, like I say, I ain't know nothing about what narcissism was. I ain't know the word. I learned that as I awakened, on my journey within the past 6 years. Within this past 6 years, head over heels in love with this person, got married, and when I met her, she was on drugs. And, it's not to shame her or nothing, but she came off as a loose woman. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think God just places me in situations so I can help people. But I end up getting hurt all the time. But I really, because I could see the greater picture. And I just wanted to love her. Like, just wanted to show her, like, I knew some of her childhood story. And I just wanted to just show her, like, what love felt like. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, let me just show you, like, everybody in the world is not like that. There are some good people like myself who have a good heart, who really just trying to find a mate who have a good heart, who can accept me for who I am, love me, and we grow and mature and blossom and take on the motherfucking world. You know what I'm saying? And even if we have to live in our own world, travel, and we know we got each other, and we know that we, those same kind of people with that same kind of heart, that same kind of spirit, that same kind of love, even if nobody else in the world is just, like us, we know that who we are, and that's enough. Just trying to find that mate that just like get it. So the relationship was toxic at some point. At first, we were good. I could tell she loved me. I could tell, like, she knew I was different. And I did like the name she gave me. She called me Booby. I thought that was so cute. She called me Booby. I really did love that girl. But I love the last one too. Now, my last one, it was different than this one. Anyway, I already talked about last one. I'm not going to go back to her. So this one was the one before the last one. She was a party girl. She knew a lot of people. I tell you, Leos, they know people, baby. And they smart. They smart. They have some intelligence about them. A different type of intelligence. Everybody have their own type of intelligence. I'm more of a cosmetic wisdom, go through life experiences kind of intelligent, spiritual intelligence. And there are people who have book smart intelligence, and she was that. Excuse me. So so anyway, I just wanted to, like, help her. But I guess she was like, she seen the innocence in me and that good heart. Instead of her taking it and valuing it, she's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna just bring her to the ends of the motherfucking earth and do what I want to do. She was doing coke and stuff like that. And even though that was not my first time trying coke, because I told you guys in my other video, I always wanted to see, like, how people felt, like walk in their shoes, understand it, all of that stuff. I had did coke one time with a friend when I was living in New Orleans to try it. It did nothing for me. I did it with her, and it was almost like an initiation, because her and her friend, her best friend, they wouldn't do it. Well, her friend wouldn't do it in front of me. My ex did it in front of me, which before she did it in front of me, I already knew. She could not believe it. It was weird. Backing up a little bit. One day she asked me to bring her to these apartments. And we had just met. Like, it was like a good, I don't know, it was within the month. And because she didn't have a car, so she asked me to bring her to these apartments. She had to go by one of her friend's house. Again, I told y'all, I lived in New Orleans. I learned a lot of shit. People be thinking I'm dumb just because I don't use the things that I learned, like selling drugs and all of that stuff, because I did sell drugs in New Orleans. Doesn't mean that I'm dumb. I never wanted to be or experience that, but I had to so I can understand everything. Now I know that's why God put me in that environment. So she asked me to bring her to these apartments. She had to go get something from one of her friends. The drug dealer was a cool dude, although she did not let me go into the apartments at that time. When she came back, I just know signs of drugs. I can tell you what kind of drug you on. I just know them, because like I said, I dealt with it. I lived it. People lived with me who was on all types of drugs. I've seen people shoot up heroin. You know, I've seen people snort coke. Rolled up weed. Even though I wasn't that great at rolling weed, people talked about me. I think I did okay, but you know, whatever. I said, you do coke. That motherfucker eyes got big. She was like, what? I said, you do coke. I said, you do coke. You do coke. Yeah. She just couldn't fucking believe it, you know. She's like, no. I'm like, yeah, you do coke. Anything like that, that's a sign, y'all. And they do it all the time. It's not because they sniff and they have a cold. You know, if you have an inkling idea that someone does drugs, if they, you know, or then you go out and they fired up. Yeah. So anyway, I ain't judge her. Which I don't judge nobody who do drugs. I get it, pain. I get it. I ain't going back to that story. I already went through that. So long story. I ain't gonna say short because I always make my long story short and be long story long. I understood she was on drugs. I, you know, wanted to see like how bad it was. And then I realized that she was an alcoholic. So I kept just trying to love her to death, love her, just to try to, I was like, if I could love her, I could maybe help heal her off of drugs, you know. She got me up to the point, like, I ain't gonna lie, she allowed me, or not allowed, even though some of the stuff she was teaching me what people consider, damn, that's a bad influence, I felt like I needed to experience that because I would have never knew, you know, and I felt like God was protecting me while I experienced it. So like I did X pills. That was like my favorite. I was like, oh my God, you know, loved it. Even though when I first did it, was in the club with her ass and I'm throwing up and shit. I'm like, I looked at her like a whole demon. I'm like, this motherfucker, is she trying to kill me? Cause I go to her, I'm throwing up, I'm sick, I can't stop throwing up, da-da-da. And she's like, roll with it. I was like, oh my God, the devil. The fucking devil. Roll with it. What the fuck does that mean? You know. So I'm all outside by the car. Blah, 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 blah. Just throwing up, sick as shit. Come back in the club, the music, boom, 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 boom. Then they go to high. And I'm like on the floor hours. I mean, I didn't sit down like somebody talking about me, my ears ringing. So anyway, negatively. So yeah, high, dancing, I was enjoying the high. And I asked her, so I mean, I do have a lot of respect for her because I'm gonna say out of all the relationships, even though once you finish hearing my story, you'll see how it ended, that I'm never ever going back to her again. There were moments where she did like care for me. You know, she could allow certain things to happen to me, but she didn't, you know. She liked to go party all the time, so I was partying with her. She drank a lot. I started becoming a drinker. Like, that wasn't even me. I just was drink. We would drink, we would party. Then it became a thing. I became her driver. I could never really enjoy myself or have like a really good drink when we go out because I had to be a designated driver for her and watch her. So she would buy me food because at the time that was my thing. I was, love me some food, baby. That was my addiction. And thank God that I ain't, got all this food left. I don't know if y'all can see that. Anyway, I won't waste it, but that was my thing. You know, she's like, if you go with me, I'll buy you anything you want as far as food. I was like, what? So I was like a kid then. I was like, oh, she gonna buy me anything. I'm gonna give me some crab legs and some crawfish tails and some shrimp, some boiled shrimp. And that was my thing. I was satisfied. So, you know, we'll go out and she would get fucked up and drunk. The only thing, she was disrespectful. She would like, you know, we'd go to the strip clubs all the time. Then she would go to her friends, which she called some of these guys in her life her tricks. I mean, like, I was so crazy. I don't know, like, I guess it's just because I was learning. I'm like, if a girl tell you that's they tricks, like, tell me they touch these men and all that shit, girl, like, what is wrong with you? But I'm just like, okay, it's kind of exciting to me, the life, uh, doing S pills and partying and going to the strip clubs, having women sit on my lap and all of that shit. I was loving it. And her tricks pay for us to get into the damn club and all of that. I was like, whoa, I felt like this was everything for me. I'm like, dang. And then she did some shit that was in the strip club that was hot to me. I was like, that's some sexy ass shit. So this girl, she come up to me trying to bring me to the back room. Y'all who go to strip clubs, y'all know what I'm talking about, the back room. And so I'm, getting the money, and then my ex at the time she come from somewhere, and she see the girl trying to, bring me to the back. And she was like, and the girl got the fuck up and walked off. I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, she know you my bitch. I was like, that was so hot to me. Then I was like, whoa, right, bitch, you can snap a finger and make a bitch go? Come on, ho, you better work. Kind of shit you into for real, bitch. You got that kind of power, So, I made this short because I see my time getting up because I don't want to go over an hour. So she continued doing that. We go to the clubs. She had this best friend, which was a guy. We'll go out to the club. She'll get right on his area. I don't think I can say that word, but his part, and wobble on him like Kara, first of all, you was in a relationship. You was married to me. We was in a relationship, but she was still doing this shit after we got married. She would get so fucked up. She would be naked after we, did our thing, and go in my son's room and get in the bed with him buck ass naked. And my son used to be like, Mom, Mom, And I'm quite sure my son probably got tired of all of the noises coming out of my damn room, because he was like, Mom, all I hear is da-da-da-da, but I was Casanova. I was a Casanova kind of person, charming, so I thought that was hot. Anyway. So I was doing these little, drugs every now and then. Then I stopped doing it after this one experience I had with her and her best friend. They had an 8-ball, and this shit was pure. Like, shit was, as they say in the drug world, this was some good shit. Okay? Wasn't cut many times, stepped on, all that shit. I had took one hit of that shit, and I was like, that line, baby. That line, it let me know, my internal, bitch, if you do it one more time, you're gonna be addicted. I'm like, I stopped. I'm like, that was a wrap for me. That was a wrap. It's like, nah, I'm good. Never did that shit again. And then what I do respect about her is that I told her not to let me get addicted to X pills. I had tried Molly's, all kind of Molly's and weed, everything, all kind of shit. I just ain't one of them people. Like, I'm not into drugs, like I said in the beginning, I wanted to experience it, just understand how it felt and how people feel, but that was that one drug that I enjoyed. And she didn't let me get hooked on it. So I respected her for that, because she could have been like, fuck that bitch, we gonna keep on giving her these motherfucking pills because we know she like it. We gonna get her, she didn't do this shit. So I knew she loved me. I knew she had love inside of her for me, because someone who don't care about you, they know a fucking truck gonna hit you, they let your ass get hit. That's how evil they are. And we had love in our hearts for each other. I could clearly see that, because when we looked in each other's eyes, we felt the love. You know what I'm saying? She would have my back. Like, her mom, was some type of person. She was religious, but, her mom would talk about people behind her back, which is why she had left anyway, left home. And she would get her mama together, you know, like she said, watch when you see how nice my mama acting right now in front of your face. She said, soon as soon as we get away from each other, she gonna talk about you behind your back. Like, that was love to me, because she didn't have to do that. And she got her mama together for talking about me. Like, the last one, that motherfucker let these motherfuckers talk about me, and she know the shit wasn't true. Her mama was fucking a hot fucking mess. And if she ever sees the video, bitch, your mama a hot mess. Anyway, evil as fuck. She one of them old ladies that be like, oh, I'm so helpless. Oh my God. Oh, hey, baby. How you doing, sugar? Oh, you so cute. Oh, I love you. This, that. Evil. Y'all gotta watch out for old people like that. Evil. Then go inside, do some spell work on your dumb ass. Like, that's my last ex-mama and her family. That's how they are. And I don't give a fuck if y'all see this shit, because y'all already done enough to me. God coming for y'all asses. Anyway. But she would get the one I'm talking about now. She would get her mama together, baby. She's like, that's my wife. I love her. And you're not going to sit up here and talk about her. And if you have a problem with our relationship, you can leave out my house and go back home. Like, she was that girl. I was like, oh, that was so attractive to me. A strong woman who can stand up and what she believe in, right from wrong. And, in moments, I would give her credit for just those moments, even though things that she did later on, like, kudos to her, because that take a lot, to be able to stand up. So anyway, she was cheating on me. I had broke up with her within the marriage. Like I told y'all in one of my other videos, that had become a thing. You can get your, you can stay here, or we could be together, but we're not together. I'm moving out. We're still together in the household, but go do what the fuck you want. And I just didn't understand, like, on like one of our anniversaries, we had stopped being intimate. And we was intimate this time, and she was like, don't get used to that. Like, what the fuck does that mean? So anyway, I was like, it's over, get a divorce, whatever. I was sleeping in the living room, she was sleeping in the main room, and I started messing with women. I was like, I had wanted to become polyamorous, because I was like, maybe I'm just not made for just one woman, because at the time, like I told y'all, also, like, sex had become an addiction to me, in the sense of I enjoyed it. It was, it was like my relief. Everybody had their thing, drugs and all of that. Sex and food was mine. And but like I said, I wasn't just giving my shit to everybody like that. I just, I just wasn't doing it like that, So I had met this girl. She was polyamorous. Oh, she was the cutest thing. Anyway, that was my first threesome. So I'm gonna try to move it faster. That was my first threesome, only threesome I had. My ex-wife that I was living in the household with at the time had been cheating on me. She didn't think I knew it, but I knew she did. When people start pulling their intimacy back and you ain't done them nothing, you gotta check into that. But she would never tell the truth. She was always lying about everything. Lying about her drinking. Lying about, she's like, at one point I was like, look, you go to AAA or something, why you drink? Well, because I like drinking. Okay, but it's running your life. You done been in the hospital. You done almost died. The doctor done told you if you drink again, because her pancreas was going bad or whatever, they told her you're gonna get cancer. Like, but you say that you like it. It's hurting you. How do you like drinking? If it's hurting, you're gonna die. She wouldn't stop drinking. She would start lying. She had been lying to me, but she was lying about the drinking, and she ain't drinking no more. Like I told you, I'm an investigator because I was cheating on so much. So I found her hidden bottles. So what I did is pour them all out, and I went and filled them up with the same color liquid that the bottle had in it. So I didn't even tell her I found it, because I was like, you ain't got no liquor, you ain't drinking. I don't know, I ain't been drinking nothing. So that was my way of saying I know. So when she poured that liquor, she tasted it wasn't some water, some apple juice, and she ain't never mentioned it. That was my way of looking at her like, you not drinking, you didn't have no, yeah, whatever. And I get addictions. You try to hide your addictions because you don't want that person to know or think something about you. I get it, but You can't do that shit in no marriage, bro. You gotta be transparent. If you're really trying to make a marriage work and you think your person's really like open heart and have unconditional love for you without judging you, they already know you got issues. You know, you gotta be transparent about shit. Shit, you should have been transparent when we first met. Like, hey, I'm an alcoholic and I'm on drugs. I shouldn't have to try to find out or figure it out. I shouldn't. You should have just told me. But anyway, that went on. It had got to the point where I had to stay up some nights. She would go out. So I had to stop going out her. She would go out and then get fucked up. And one night, her and her best friend went out. She come home. Her friend called me telling me, oh, she's drunk, da 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 da. I had already just like checked out with the relationship completely in my brain. Come home, fucked up, but she buck naked. She slept walk. She come in the room. Me and my brother's over there visiting, and my son in the front room. We talking. She take no. This two different times. Okay. I'm gonna tell you about when my brother was over there, and my son was in the front room where I was sleeping. She walked out the room. She had a shirt on, I think, in her panties, and I had a battery on the floor that I had to take out the vehicle because I had to get it charged up. And she pissed on her battery in front of everybody. She was fucked up. Then she would do stuff like be naked, open up the front room door, the front door, and walk out. I had to catch her. It was just tiresome trying to always babysit, when she didn't want to get help, and I just had got tired of it. Then she would like inject herself into what I call my polyamorous life, want to be, have threesomes and do the shit with me. I only had that one threesome though. I was meeting other girls, but she was always, trying to inject herself like, you already cheating, you don't even want to admit to that shit. So before all of, after all of that, I had asked her to stop cheating and stop lying. And she just thought, she took me for a joke. Like I wasn't that girl. And I'm like, girl, I was like, I could have women, boo. Like, how you think I got you? Like, come on. Yeah, I'm kind, but like there was a side of me, I'm charming. Like, and I know that's just a part of who I am. I'm charismatic, and she didn't believe that I would go out there and just start fucking women and bring them to the house. And I did. I started messing with women, bringing them to the house. They would sleep in the front room with me while she was in the room, which now I know that I was crazy. God was over my dumb ass because anything could have happened. She could have stabbed me up, whatever. But it's almost like I have to always prove to people, like, I can be that girl. I don't want to be that girl, but I can be that girl. Like, do you get that? You being that girl because you always in your dark side. I'm in my light. But then you want me to step into my dark side so you can see that I could be that girl. I just choose not to be that girl. And she couldn't fucking believe it. She was more hurt and shocked that I actually did it. Because I kept telling her, I was like, if you keep on, I'm going to bring women over here. I'm going to have so many fucking women. I'm going to fuck them. And I'm gonna break your motherfucking everything. Because you don't think I'm going to do it. She's like, yeah. When I did it, crushed her. Crushed her. She couldn't believe it. Innocent. You? Innocent. The kind person. Oh my God. Like, people can only take so much, y'all. Only take so much. So I actually met the last person that I was with while I was still living in the household with my already filed divorce ex-wife. That's how I met my last person. She was sleeping over there too. So she was sleeping over there and we was fucking. I'm being honest. And yeah. So that happened and ended up not being with her. But I did know she has, like, she loved me. Like, I would never say she didn't love me. And honestly, she was the only person who got me. In a sense, like, when I explained myself, she understood it. Like, the last one acted like I was talking like a motherfucking alien. Like I was talking a whole different language. Like, she didn't understand nothing the fuck I was saying. Like, she didn't comprehend nothing. And I mean, people be talking about, yeah, because y'all not on the same alignment, y'all energy not the same. Well, me and my ex before her, we wasn't on the same fucking vibration, and she took the time to get me and understand me. She's like, oh, I got you. You're not even hard complicated to understand. This what you mean by this, you know. So she took the time, you know. So you know, and honestly, I pray that she got her life together. I don't never want to be with her again. So if she ever see this message, just because I'm saying some nice stuff about you right now, you fucked over me, you did me wrong. You know, you could have been a better person. I got that you had addictions. We all have some type of addiction trying to get through life. You know, I was true to you until you stopped being true to me. You know what I'm saying? I would have never did that. You know, I never wanted to cheat on you, or not say cheat on you, because I motherfucking told you I was going to do it, and I broke up with you. So, you know, you consider that cheating that you was already doing behind my back, never admitted to it, that I caught you in, or excuse me, found out about. And even your best friend say, I bet you won't tell her what we did. What all that bullshit, whatever, it don't even matter, right? If you would have been just a genuine person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I got asked you if you were bisexual, let me know, bro. I would have, like, tried to figure it out. I probably wouldn't have married you. We would have just been girlfriends, because I don't get down like that, because you're more susceptible to STIs when you're messing with men, especially without a condom. Let's just be honest. I'm a lesbian. Excuse me. I'm a woman who like women. You know, and you know, I'm not trying to be susceptible to those things, you know, but women are, they hide shit, just like my last one. So anyway, it just didn't work. Moving on with my life, and that's how I ended up with my last marriage, the last one. Met her while I was with my ex. And the last one, the reason why it was so different, because she was supposed to be my twin flame, my soulmate. Even though later down the line, the obsession that I felt in the beginning for her was all weird, never experienced it. I found out later she had did love spells on me, and I didn't know that that's how it felt. That was my first time being aware of the whole magic bullshit and people putting on there. I was obsessed, and I was like, oh, I just can't get enough of her. I just love her. And I didn't know why the fuck I felt that way. And then maybe she was pretending the way she felt, because she was acting like she was so obsessed too. Like we would sleep on the phone together. Like we just couldn't be apart from each other. And I don't know if she really felt that way, because or she was just probably acting because she knew she had put love spell on me, and she knew that was gonna make me be the way I was, you know, which is sad, you know, because if she didn't do all of that shit, I would have loved her regardless. Didn't have to put love spells on me. But she'll get that back too. Everything she's done to me, she's gonna get back. And if anybody know who I'm talking about, you will see it. It ain't me doing it. Because like I say, if I'm doing something to somebody, you will know, because you'll see my life. You'll see me looking old and all ran down and stressed out and all of that. That's God. God told me He's going to take care of my enemies. God saw it all before I even knew it. God saw, you know, the love spells and the black magic and the people talking about me behind my back when I didn't even do anything, lying on me to people. God see it all. So when you see this person and they all fucked up and mentally, you know, unhealthy, it's not me. It is God, literally, God and my ancestors giving them what they gave me. 100%. And I could honestly look at anybody in their face and tell them this is the truth. I'm not doing shit. Because I don't want karma like that. I don't want God punishing me for doing some shit to somebody. Which like I said, I'm not into that. I'm not in no black magic and all that bullshit, man. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm just trying to live a peaceful, happy life. So, yep. That's all my relationships. And here we are now. I have a relationship with myself, finally. And my love, which is God, and Papa, which is Jesus, and my ancestors who watch over me each and every day. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful that I made it this far, because I've been through a battle. There are many times people try to, let me back up. Before I left, the one that I was with, told me, now all of that pain that I explained to her I went through, she told me I should be happy that she didn't get her brother to kill me. Because her brother, you know, he was in prison for a while. He was about that life, living in Cali. And she had uncles. She had an uncle that was a hitman, and I know for a fact he was, and I ain't going into that. And she was like, I should have got my brother to, you know, kill you, or my uncle, when I was moving out. And that really hurt me to the core, because I'm like, after all of that. Anyway, gotta go. I love you, beautiful people. Y'all be blessed. Have a blessed day. Mwah. Bye.